It's a brand new week on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-host here with me. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was very interesting. I've had a packed weekend. My techie event that happened from
Tech Plus, right?
Yes, that was really nice. It was a marketplace for all people in the technological, including media, technology and media, to come together and find solutions for online marketing. Going forward. I was a discussant in one of the panels.
Wow.
Discussing how online markets, in Nigeria, with our peculiar situation, will thrive and what the future is. Saturday, it was supposed to end on Saturday, but the flooding on the island on Saturday was on a different level. But I had a meeting on Saturday, which was successful.
Right.
Thank God.
Great. That's good. I was at Tech Plus last year too. It was really nice. So it's a good place to meet technology advanced people.
I think that TVC should fix a place for Tech Plus 2018. Yeah. It's a good place to be as a media house.
Right. Cool. How are you doing?
I'm very, very good. Had a
bad hair day?
No, funny enough, I actually did my hair, but I was just not in the mood to unravel today. My husband traveled, we thank God for Johnny Mercy, came back safely. I was really scared, road trips in Nigeria are, really scary. You just have to trust God. They said trailers blocked a part of the express and said that because there was consistent robbery and the police isn't doing anything. So they were in traffic for like 4 hours just because of protest, but I'm grateful to God. And I thought I'd been working on Mariah. I went to do Body by Jane on Saturday. The muscles that
Body by Jane?
Aching me are muscles that I didn't know they exist. But when she finished, because I was feeling myself
Body by Jane? What's that?
So there's a regular 1 hour aerobic class that we do that I've been doing consistently. But then there's another extra hour that you do with Jane specifically. Right. So I finished my 1 hour, then did extra 1 hour. So 2 hours straight on Saturday. My body has not recovered. I don't know what I'm going to do today. Like my entire back.
Body by Jane is, I think what she told me was she was going to put me on a 28-day program. You just work with her, I think every morning. But trust me, it's not something you want to go to. It's really, really scary. But I had a fantastic weekend. We're still in the euphoria of our celebration. And today is my sister's birthday, Faith Ojeko. Happy birthday. Thank you, darling. Then tomorrow is her son's birthday, Sean Ojeko. I remember while she was going to have Sean, she got to the hospital on the 10th of July. Sean, come out. Let's share birthday together. The boy say, lie. You cannot take my shine. So Sean's birthday is tomorrow. Today is her birthday. So
that's cool.
That's party all the way.
Yeah. So this July, it's so packed with birthdays. People are still reminiscing your cry. Mariah was like,
whatever. Yes, my colleagues in the office, my team members threw me a surprise party on was it Thursday?
Yes.
And it was really nice. It was heartfelt. I mean, I was like, I've never really experienced that kind of thing before, so it was really like it came at a point. I was shocked. Yes, but thanks to all of them, great team of guys. I have some fantastic members of my team. Great guys. Weekend was great. What did I do?
Party?
I partied yesterday. There was a party yesterday.
We were supposed to be at Ogun State, madam.
I'm telling you, I was supposed to be there, but I just said, you know what?
Funny, when I got the Ashwebi email for the cost of Ashwebi, I just generally said, I don't do Ashwebi.
It was very cheap, 16,000 naira.
Yeah, I don't do Ashwebi. Is it not as cheap for you? Okay. I don't do Ashwebi.
No, it's cheaper. When you hear some kind of Ashwebi, you would have heard maybe like 50K,
yes,
80K.
Now. Initially it was 20K. She now refunded me 12K. I said, which one is for refund again? Oh. But I mean, it was really, really cool. I mean, but I just realized that it's going to be a party for the big boys. And you, this small fly, nobody will know you came. So just sit in your house.
No, you're not a small fly.
Not
anymore.
What I meant is that me going there would not make any big difference. So I just decided to
show your love.
It would.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Congratulations, ma'am. We love you.
You know we love you.
Congratulations.
We hope you didn't hear this. I'll tell I came.
But I heard gist too that 5 phones, 4 phones disappeared at that party.
That's what social media said. We can't confirm. No, but Oni has not come out to say that's what happened. We just heard social media. I don't trust social media again.
We don't.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I'm not listening to social media. We'll look at the front pages on the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. welcome back. We're going to start with Punch. How FG spent $4.8 billion foreign loans in 2 years. Picture here, 3 died, 10 missing, scores displaced in Niger floods. APC aspirants ask appeal court to sack Tambua. Police dismiss 4 cops for extortion in Ogun. Southeast governors meet in Enugu over Biafra, others. Herdsmen kidnap NHIS auditor and police arrest 17. Retired ASP abducted after completing gratuity process. Magu told UK not to give me visa, says Specialist Jonathan. Magu, APC leaders meet over presidency and National Assembly's face-off. Lagos floods cause power outage in Lekki VI, others. And Oshubai election as Sheriff Makarfi factions, others celebrate Adeleke's victory. This ASP that was abducted.
I read that story, very scary story. This man, ASP, what's his name again? I can't remember his name. He's been battling ill health for a while now. And so, you know, of course, he's retired, he's 56.
58.
Is it 58 now?
58.
Waiting for his gratuity. So he got a phone call from someone asking him to come to Abuja to come and process his documentation to get his gratuity. And which he did. Of course, they told him not to mention it to anybody, but he took his younger brother Emmanuel, with him. And when they went to Abuja, finally they got the thing was a bit shrouded because they said go to Warri first and see somebody.
Once they processed the stuff and it was done.
They now
on
told
his
him
way back.
They told him that he would get the alert in his bank account that everything has been sorted. On his way back, inside the bus, they abducted a member. So luckily for Emmanuel, he was sitting by the door. So he escaped and he ran away. They pursued him, but they
conveniently escaped.
You know.
That's
so they said that, they said that they've been waiting. They sent a message to the DPO that DPO should go and put up a search team. DPO said that he needs mobilization, logistics funds.
Okay, moving
it's
on.
Just so
moving on.
In recession, how did the federal government spend over 1.2 trillion in 2 years on what? What infrastructure? Where are they? The roads? Is it the power? Is it NIPP?
Well, I don't know. You read the article, you get the details of how that money was spent. But I was going to talk about our former president's wife. Patience Jonathan was saying that the UK government found her not guilty of all the allegations EFCC leveled against her. So why are they asking the embassy not to give her visa? So she's really upset that the EFCC is not allowing them.
May I also remind her of our former governor Ibori, who the EFCC in Nigeria and the courts, did not find guilty of any of all of the counts charges against him until he got to the UK.
Right. Moving on to The Nation. 11 die as rains pound cities. Eagle Star Ikeme battles cancer. CBN eyes single-digit inflation. 12 amnesty beneficiaries bag first class. And Adeleke's victory excites Sheriff Makarfi. Akure residents to IGP, save us from cultists. And INEC begins Melaye's recall today.
I want to talk about the cultist situation in Akure. So, the Ashiwaju of Akure, Prof. Olu Agbi, said that about 10 people have been killed in different areas within the Akure town, and that it's a clash between two rival cultist groups, and that the IGP should come to their rescue. I wonder why things need to escalate before anybody pays attention to it. He even mentioned that editorials have been written about these issues before, but nothing is being done by the police officially to fight for either part of, to arrest either part of this cult group. Okay. We don't wait till things, even when we start hearing like Bado becomes a rampant thing before we deal with it.
There was another story I wanted to pick on, the fact that the presidential amnesty program, 12 of the 59 got first class, and I think another 20 bagged the first class honors. Another 20 also got, I think, 29 second class.
It's very impressive because these are people that could have been militants. And that means that we have brains. We just need to channel them right. And they don't need to travel out to get this education. We should improve our education here.
I just want to add that now that they have gotten these degrees, the government should make sure that they put them to very good use. Give them an environment where they can use that degree to convert into what we need.
We just need to improve on our education.
Vanguard. Southern leaders to Osinbajo. Protect our people in the north. Picture here, Osinbajo Saraki move to avert government shutdown. How PDP thrones to APC in the Oshubai election. Okay, which story are we taking here?
The APC and PDP. So
in their motion,
the PDP people in Osun State are flaunting that we won 9 out of 10 local governments. Right. That the people have spoken. This means that the people are dissatisfied with the ruling party, and that if any election upcoming within the country is free and fair, PDP is likely to win.
May I correct them quickly to say that Adeleke moved from APC just a few months before the elections. The seat that became vacant was also for APC in the Senate. So it's just really cross-carpeting. And it means that the people who voted for him just like him. It's not about party.
I saw a
so he could have gone to LP, and LP would have won.
I saw a surprising video about this man. It is scary. I just hope it wasn't true. A video of him dancing. As in,
yeah, we saw that video too.
Oh my goodness!
I think even the governor Rauf Agbegboshola said it's a victory for democracy. So people are, the bottom line is people are speaking.
Yeah,
and
that's all.
And the votes are.
That's all.
And I hope the leaders know that we can vote anybody in regardless.
Is there any other picture, another story you want to talk about here? Osinbajo and Saraki. Who's talking about that?
Osinbajo and Saraki. Oh, a lot of allegations. They're saying that Saraki is scared. Sarah reporters broke the news yesterday, and that he went into a high-profile meeting with the acting president and the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Dogara. And number one, he's trying to placate the acting president, that the senators on the floor of the House who are saying that there's no acting president, Saraki should go and act, that it was out of order and that it wasn't him, who started that.
Yeah, right.
Also, on the issue of Magu, they did not give us a press release, so all of these are allegations.
Okay, yeah. let's move on.
But on the issue of Magu, they're trying to resolve.
Have you watched House of Cards?
Let's move on to Daily Sun. Southern leaders give Osinbajo ultimatum. Flood of pain, Lagos residents trapped in homes. Osun West, PDP taunts APC as Adeleke records landslide victory. We appreciate your good job for APC, Oyegun tells Kalu. Quick notice, students threaten to occupy Kaduna from September 30th. An excitement in Anambra over Obiano's investment gospel. So Southern leaders are giving, who has that story? Which story are we taking?
Well, let me get the name of the South. The Southern leaders gathered together, and the idea is they've issued a statement to the acting president that you have to guarantee that you protect the lives of Southerners living in the North, because there is the threat issued by Northern youths saying that they must evict before October 1st is getting close, and that the acting president hasn't done anything to assure Southerners that we will be safe. You have not prosecuted anybody or arrested anybody, and this is not acceptable. We are all one.
And they're also giving the acting president till December 2017 to activate the restructuring plan, or to even the confab report. I mean, there are 16 points that were agreed on the confab report, and they want them to implement.
These people are seen as Southern leaders, and they want restructuring to be visited and confab implemented. However, the main crisis in the southeast is pioneered by IPOB, and they don't want restructuring. They want a referendum for Biafra. So I think
they're not united in that area, but they are different.
So who should the acting president face?
The leaders are different from the youth. What the youth are saying is totally different from what the Southern leaders
what even
are saying.
The Maso people are saying
it's totally different. So
moving on to our final paper is this day, MFLA, CBN developing homegrown solutions to tackle economic crisis. Gas shortage grounds NIPP power stations. Sultan Ahmadu Bello's grandson, Dan Baba, reconcile. And Southern leaders tell FG to protect Southerners in the North. All right.
Now, I wanted to quickly take the story of gas shortage. So NIPP is a National Integrated Power Project which was initiated by the former president Goodluck Jonathan to supply 4,201 megawatts of power, but the power turbines have gas shortage, so we're losing. I've noticed also that we have less power than we used to have.
I even wanted to quickly
before.
say that in one of the papers, I think it was Punch, the Ikeja Disco, Eco Discos, they were saying that this flood that happened, some water seeped into sensitive equipment that has also caused the power outage within that Ikoyi, Lekki area.
So we'll talk more about that on the flood when we take a break. Now we'll come back with our hot topic. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So heavy rain on Friday and Saturday left hundreds of homes and roads flooded in the Ajah, Lekki, Victoria Island, Ikoyi areas of Lagos State. The flood caused gridlock on major roads while many residents were trapped in their homes. Some commuters who were stranded at the bus stops were reported to have paid touts as much as 1,000 naira to carry them across the flood to their various destinations. Now, were you affected by the Lagos flood? Please call us. It's Your View. Call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet to us at TPC Connect. Please hashtag Your View TVC so we can read your tweets. We'd like to hear your own stories on what happened, your experience over the weekend. That's the hottest thing that happened over the weekend. So, and now there are different people are pointing fingers. Oh, it is this person's fault. Is that person's fault? It's the people. It's the government. It is. What are your thoughts? What did you hear over the weekend? Let's hear your thoughts.
Okay. On Thursday and Friday, the rain was consistent. Like we had 7 days rain. It wasn't heavy. You could actually walk in it. You know, it was just consistent, raining over. And we know what the water table in Lagos is. You know, we're waterlogged, and a lot of the land is reclaimed. Even, you know, all of the Suruleres and Apapas way back in those days, they didn't really have land in Lagos. A lot of Lagos is reclaimed. You know, so I drove to the island on Thursday and Friday in the rain. The roads were really flooded. So I will say that some of the flooding that happened on Saturday, because it rained overnight Friday into Saturday, is because of clogged gutters. And I will say why. There was a particular patch of road that I could see how big the gutters were, and it was clear. But in front of a particular building, that part was totally blocked. You could not see the gutters anymore, meaning they needed to just clear their gutter. And at some point in front of that building, my car just was floating. It wasn't reaching the ground anymore.
Thanks for saying that, because a lot of people were pointing fingers. Oh, they did not do this. They did that. They're dredging. Because if a lot of reports we read, there's actually nothing wrong in reclaiming land. There's actually nothing wrong in building that eco-Atlantic. It's just ensuring that you have the proper drainage systems. Now, some arguments are saying there are poor drainage systems. Some are saying, well, it wasn't the government's fault because the people that's the private people that actually went to start building the estates in Lekki did not put proper drainages. But the idea is, who do we blame? Is it the government? Is it the people? Who exactly do we blame for this kind of flood?
Before we start throwing blames around, this isn't new. There's a report at 2008 that millions of people are likely to lose their lives along the coastal areas of Nigeria due to flood. There was reports last year that there will be major flooding in Lagos last year. We didn't think, there wasn't as such flooding as we've experienced now. So we were aware that something like this also was going to happen. It's not a strange occurrence. We know it happens all the time.
It's a global occurrence too. It's not
so how do we deal with it? Someone was linking it that this is our snow. When those in the developed countries have snowstorm, this is our snow. So how do we want to deal with it? How are we preparing for this? How are we building our houses concerning this? Because a lot of people had issues with water getting into their house. Lagos is largely below sea level, and that should be incorporated in building projects given. You don't go to places and think that you can just go and build without checking the sea level to ensure that your foundation is first above sea level.
Because if you think about it, the same area, Nikon Estate is the same area. Everywhere was flooded, but Nikon was just like, hi, well, hello. Because all my family members are living like, okay, we're dry here. And it's like, what happened? The people who put it together.
Professionalism. The engineers that are building the houses, those building the roads, what's the size of the drainage considering the area? When you know that there's going to be flooding, normal thing will be that there's a mass. They pay each of these estates within Lekki and environs pay duties to the estate management. So you know that there's going to be rainfall. It's predicted. So you go and clear your drainages because you're preparing yourself for this situation. Those are little things you do on your own part. Then the government has their own part to play, Mariah, because you do a road and 3 months down the line, all the potholes you just filled are back open. You know, and so there's a part of the government, a part of people. We can't blame any individual.
Right.
It is a collective effort to fight
Well,
this.
You know, I'm very happy about what you just said now, because I'm very, very sympathetic right now towards this government, because they've spent billions of naira fixing, we saw all the commissioning of roads that they did, you know, and they've been doing, commissioning roads and all that. And the truth is, because of floods like this, those roads, the potholes that you mentioned would come. It's not new.
Ozumba.
Right now in the UK,
50 billion naira road.
in the UK and in Japan, you know, they also have flood issues that they are facing. So it's not like it's a peculiar thing to us. In the papers this morning, we saw how some people, I think a family of 6 died in Niger State, Suleja. They are still looking for them as a result of floods. So I think what the government should do right now, because we're thinking solutions, this is not time to start looking for how to throw blames at anybody. What the government should do at this point is, first of all, focus on fixing, you know, all those illegal structures that are built on the canals. Because if this water does not have where to offload into...
Right, I know where you're going to. I know where you are going to.
When the government pull down
illegal structure, not on a canal, illegal structure.
Let me finish. Listen.
Let's not even go there.
Wait
The
now.
point I'm trying to make, I'm not trying to...
I know what you want to say. Go ahead.
Let her finish.
We are here. 1 second, the government wants to do something
Knowledge
proactively.
juice.
The next second, no, not knowledge juice. Yeah, but the government wants to do something proactively, and then we are the same people that say, no, don't touch it.
No, but I was not on that show. But
No,
let me
let
finish.
me
I have not even finished my point before you cut into my discussion. Now, there are illegal structures, you know, on our canals, whether we like it or not. It's not a function of sentiment. Those structures must come down, because if this rainfall, I've not finished, okay? If this rains fall and they don't have where to pour into, there will always be floods like this. That's number one. Number two, indiscriminate dumping of refuse.
Certainly.
It's a big deal in Lagos.
Right.
You know, you are driving on the road, you see people throwing things. These things that you throw, you might think it's just one plastic bag. Imagine how many cars throwing plastic bags outside the window. It will go and block our drainage. So no, that's the thing. So the government has to be strict on. So now when we see government arrest people, then we should support them to arrest such people. Then.
So in response now, the Lagos State government was saying that Lekki Ekpe Expressway, for instance, is because the people who have built along those roads are built higher than the road, because we know that they have drainage. Why are they flooding? Now, they say when you build above the road, what happens is when it rains, it now comes into the road. There's nowhere else for the water to seep through.
So you lift your road higher.
Now, but the government knows what they have done, right, in building those roads. They are the ones who also approve the building plans. Make sure nobody builds in a way that will affect what you have planned for the next 50, 60 years. Also talking about when the government tries to be proactive. I remember when we were talking about knowledge use, even she, Ada Osakwe, agreed that the government needs to do what the government needs to do. What we were talking about was a human face. You have
destroy the properties.
You have agreed that you're pulling down this house. One, she as the tenant did not know you were coming, but eventually when you came, can I bring out my property, was what she was asking about. Thirdly, when you say illegal dumping, we used to have environmental officers who would go around and penalize people. For instance, in my estate, we're taking it upon ourselves that one house that the drainage is blocked, we will go and clear the place and say, okay, you are owing us this amount of money. Right. You need to penalize. So also, I was going to remind us of that. Lagos State said that they were going to take off people selling things on the road since July 1st last year. They have not implemented that law. So we have laws that we are not implementing.
Right. So there are issues of execution, because we do have, there was a time where they came to clear, and some of them have actually come back to those places. But where's the point of responsibility of ourselves?
Okay, so I'm going to say something.
Yes.
We churn out graduates in civil engineering every year. Most of them just hit the road, not even looking for job in civil. They are looking for banking work or oil company or something. The idea of projects by every engineer is to find a problem in your society that you can solve.
Right.
So why don't we go back to our schools? This is an issue. If you want global relevance and national relevance, you solve a national problem and global problem.
Fantastic point.
So everybody complaining right now should go and think of how they can bring a solution.
That's a good solution. However, the immediate
we've
now,
already discussed
immediate
that.
now is what we've highlighted. Everybody must ensure that you clear your drainage systems.
Look at Okwebi. I still will go back to that Okwebi reference. Okwebi was flooded, I think, about 2-3 weeks ago. As soon as they cleared those drainages, the rain that fell was even heavier than what fell the previous time when it was flooded, and it was completely dry. So I think what we need to do, first of all, because when I see, honestly, I'm looking for a badge. Lagos State government should just give me something to be able to arrest certain people. Because I see people, you just take sachet or pet bottles and you throw them out of the window. Where do you think these things are going to? They are going to our drainage. So immediate solution is we citizens, we need to take responsibility, because this thing is not for government to fight alone. We need to clear our drainages.
Conclusive plans. Whenever we clear drainages, and I see them on the road a lot, they will heap out those things and leave it by the roadside. So, and the rain is falling, it goes right back in. So we must conclude it. So when you take it out of the gutters, move it away immediately. We see it, we drive past now. They move it off the gutters.
Phone line. So let's see some tweets.
Josie K says, Lekki flood is not a new thing. Oluwayomi says, selling of every available land and not following the environmental master plan results in floods. Lagos State government is at fault. Omolada says, bravo, the problem is multifaceted. Both the government and residents are culpable. Tokwe gave a lot of solutions. Oshinowo says, Lagos is naturally waterlogged. Both government and residents need to put hands together to ensure lives and properties are saved. Olivia's daddy says, no serious government of a serious modern city will build open gutters. We need to start closing our gutters. You see my partner's house, their gutter is always clean because it's closed and covered.
Filtered.
You can't throw anything inside.
The government must invest, because they've invested so much money fixing roads and all that. Now they should invest and focus, first of all, on proper drainages and proper canals. If they fix that, I think we'll find better solutions.
Okpayemi says it's high time the government begins to clamp down on people who dispose dirt in the gutters.
Yes, we can end on that, because they need to enforce those laws and take these things very seriously.
Enforcement of laws.
So I think that's what we can take on this. But our hearts still go out to those who lost so much. A lot of family members lost so much in the water. Businesses shut down. Those few days. So it's not something we're excited about. It's something that it's painful. But we just hope that
we'll find a solution.
A lasting solution to this. Yeah. Let's take a break now. When we come back, the amnesty bill for treasury looters is on Let's Talk. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, according to the reports that we heard, that we even read, the House of Reps, I think it was Linus Okore especially, from Bayelsa State, initiated a bill for an act seeking to grant amnesty to former public officers who have looted Nigeria's treasury, but are willing to invest their loot in the country's economy. If the bill is eventually passed into law, past and present public officers who have looted the treasury with their fraudulently acquired wealth will be granted amnesty if they voluntarily declare their loots and invest same in the economy. Does this make sense to you? I'm not sure, but let's discuss with our guest. Joining us is a legal practitioner, Inibehe Effiong. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You can call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Please, to our laymen watching this program, they don't understand the grammar I just spoke.
Break it down.
What does this bill mean? Amnesty to looters. That's the only thing that brings the bill. Amnesty, looters, amnesty, looters. What does it mean?
The Economic Amnesty Bill, as proposed by Representative Linus Okore, seeks in principle to grant respite to persons who may have made money through illegal means, persons who may have looted the treasury. In fact, it specifically used the word looted funds.
Can you imagine?
And his argument, rightly or wrongly, is that what is the point if we have to go through the rigor of prosecution and at the end of the day, you still lose cases? What if we give an opportunity to those who have stolen the collective patrimony of the Nigerian people to come forward and say, okay, I stole 100 million while I was the governor. I am willing to pay 30% as tax and invest the remaining in the economy. This is what he is proposing. And
no, give back 30% to the government, pay 25% as tax.
Short charge.
Yes.
30% tax. 25% short charge.
Yes. And then invest the rest.
The remaining. And what that means is that the person cannot be questioned as to his source of wealth.
Right. Yes.
He cannot be prosecuted.
Yes.
But the bill even says he cannot be compelled to disclose how he made his money.
Right. Okay, so I want to ask a question. Because, you see, this thing might sound like it's foreign to our ears. But is he not saying the obvious? Like, you know, because based on what he's exposed to, how he sees how much people are looting by the minute, is he not exposing that, okay, this thing, thank you, we are a bunch of looters, and let us just find a solution to the looting, because it doesn't seem like there's hope not to loot. That's how I see it. Do you agree, or how do you see that?
For me, this is the worst form of devil's advocacy. Because in the first place, it is an insult on the collective sanity of the Nigerian people. It looks to me, this is the most audacious attempt by the ruling class to legitimize corruption. Other than when the Babangida regime gave general amnesty to people who were convicted. This looks as clearly the most courageous, in quote, attempts by a politician in this country to give a human face to corruption.
I don't get it. So I had to read up about Lionel Sokorie. He's from Ebonyi State, 50-year-old. He's been in politics for a long time. He's been a local government chairman, was a speaker of the State House of Assembly. So I would understand his affinity to his fellow politicians, who are mainly the people he's trying to protect with this legislation. What can we do as a people to stop this from happening? Beyond just talking, what can we do? Because he has said it. Can we do beyond? Can we take the Milaye move of recalling him for daring to want to defend politicians?
Concluding that it's a bad thing. That's what the flip side. Is it necessarily a bad thing? Let's understand the argument.
Balarabe Musa said in the papers today that this is legitimizing corruption. Yes. That this is a way to say that we are not fighting corruption, we are welcoming it with open arms. For Balarabe Musa to say this, reiterating what we all know in our minds. Right. This is obviously not up for debate. Okay, it is a wrong move.
This is what I'm thinking. The best case scenario, Jumoke stole money. Arrest her. Force her to give me back the money, right? And I invest the money in our economy. That's the best case scenario. Yes. But we have seen several times, as Saraki has said, all this prosecution, we either we lose the cases or whatever, we don't even find the money. We're having issues prosecuting the Jumoke. Yes. So we're saying with this bill, as crazy as it sounds, let's get both sides of the story. I'm saying, Jumoke, I know you stole our money. Declare it to me. Don't tell me where you got it from, or even how you came about this money. 30% taxi. Remember we have FIRS looking for finding ways to tax wealthy people and tax champagne. Don't even bother. You 30% give it to me, put it towards taxes. 25% short such as the remaining balance invest in maybe agriculture or something. I'm ensuring that what she has is actually
we have a problem. We have a problem. We have a major problem. Right. We can't solve it by treating the leaves. It is a problem from the root. If you create this same system, people would defile and find other ways out. The problem we have is a bigger issue than we're trying to treat a headache by cutting off the head.
Right. I want you to respond to what both of us just said. What are your thoughts first, and I'll come to what?
Let me even make the point that even if there was a sensible argument to this, that argument becomes unnecessary because there are already procedures under the law to cater for what looks like a semblance of what he is proposing. I will give you an example. We have a plea bargaining arrangement under the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, specifically Section 270,
Okay.
where upon the arrest of a criminal suspect, upon being arraigned in court, the law allows the defendant to approach the prosecutor to say, okay, I want to admit to count so and so, that I'm pleading guilty to so and so. Let the terms of imprisonment be reduced.
Yes.
That is one. Two, there is an ongoing federal government policy on return of looted funds.
Yes.
So
How
what do
many
we need?
politicians have come out
To tell us
to
how
say,
much they
this
stole?
is what I stole, this is what I have refunded? Very few. And the constitution even says, section 15 subsection 5, that the state shall abolish all corrupt practices and abuse of power. So it even becomes legislative rascality for anybody to come out to say, no, corruption is no longer a crime when you steal.
Just
Come and
refund
tell us.
50%.
In any case, what is the
Refund
guarantee?
50%,
Just for
invest
3 years,
50%.
No.
It's for
But
3 years.
even if it is for a day, what is the guarantee that a man who stole 1 billion will declare 1 billion?
That's the question I was even trying
So
to come
this
to.
bill is not necessary.
No, that's the question I'm trying to come to. When Brian gave the analysis about Jumoke, don't you think that because the system, Jumoke is so smart, she's been in government, she understands that, okay,
These politicians.
this is where politicians know the loopholes, and they know that if I decide to go to court, there is no way you're going to win against me.
So why would
that's-
I
so
settle
why
you?
will I bother? I will not bother to do anything. So if this man is making this kind of you call it audacious what's it called, bill, don't you think it's because he understands that this system, there is no way, if you want to go the legal route,
way.
that you can actually win against them, because they already know where to punch holes in your argument or whatever.
If it's a question of inefficiency of the system, what do? You fix it.
Okay.
You fix it. Because
How do you fix it?
No, you fix it. If we have issues with prosecution, what you do is to train prosecutors. What you do is to empower those to have stronger and more efficient laws, anti-corruption laws. Recently, I was part
It's
of
to fund the police to do
a
their
meeting
investigation.
at the same House of
EFCC.
Representatives, the civil society and legislators meeting on the whistleblowers bill. And I saw clearly how, the attitude of our lawmakers towards the fight against corruption. That bill, the whistleblower bill, the Senate has passed its version, the House has a different version, the Presidency is even proposing a different, there are up to 5 versions. There is no guarantee when this bill will be passed. You cannot have a whistleblower bill and at the same time have an economic amnesty bill. These are contradictory.
I don't get it.
We see Saraki is working free. Remember the CCT tribunal? That
Say
what
he
happened
declared
with him?
false assets. Later they say no case
In these kind of
against him.
situations, when we as citizens see this kind of people where maybe allegations against top politicians go in a situation whereby they are going free, we get confused. And we see this kind of bill and we're thinking, okay, fixing the judiciary obviously is a Herculean task at this time.
Long term.
It's a long term. How do we fix it such that the economy that they are proposing will work, actually does work? The taxes that are saying that revenue coming actually does come about. Maybe this might be a solution.
I
I'm just
think
thinking.
Linus Okorie is representing his political class and not the people of Ebonyi State. Because if in actual fact he's representing people of Ebonyi State, he will be thinking of a bill that would curb corruption in entirety, strengthen the judicial system, and not a bill that would enforce corruption and protect people that are corrupt.
What we should do.
Barrister Effiong,
Yes.
you're a lawyer, right? So my first question would be that for a senator who has been a politician for so long to come out with such a suggestion that they are proposing to even become a bill, when and how fast can somebody prosecute him and say, Oga, we
sent
want
you
you to
message?
come and no, just when you were
Local government chairman.
House of Rep Speaker, when you were all the years you have been in politics, all the monies that you have, can you answer for your account balance with all the banks now? Let us even start from him himself, to the extent that we can then understand why he's thinking the way that he's thinking. Secondly, we know we have made mistakes with them in the house. Maybe when we come back, you'll answer all my questions collectively. But how can we, people, aside from recalling them, I'm looking forward to the Melaye recall, right?
I'm looking forward to it
Aside
too.
from recalling them, how do we stop such ludicrous suggestions from going
Ever
through?
coming up again.
Maybe
Okay,
after
let's
the
take a
break.
Come back. You answer all the ridiculous answers.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Jumoke was asking series of questions. Go ahead.
Well,
Or the solution generally.
my point really is that this bill is not necessary. What we should do as a country, if this lawmaker is really interested in asset recovery, and they've even an asset recovery bill before the National Assembly, part of the solution is to see if the anti-corruption agencies, the EFCC, the ICPC, and so on, trace certain assets to you, which are considered to be outside legitimate source of income. The burden of proof should be on you to explain how you came about them. I think that is what we should do as a country.
Who will instigate the case? Can I represent the Ebonyi?
right
No,
now.
because if you are not in the National Assembly, this is a cabal thing.
Yes.
Because ordinarily, why did the Speaker even allow the bill to scale through first reading?
I'm saying, we're wondering.
But
If
you
they
know what
have
she's saying?
respect for the Nigerian people, why do you even allow such a bill to get through first reading?
So does it mean that they're protecting themselves, meaning that
The
majority of the people in the house, it will protect them?
Okay, let me take this call from Kayode. Kayode, are you there?
Years, by the time they finish.
Yes, I'm here. Right.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, Morayo.
Morning.
Good morning, Tokwe, Uwa, and Jumoke.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
You guys are doing well.
Thank you.
I greet your guest. Please don't mind those guys, Jared. They are only trying to cover up their sins.
Yes, sir.
They are looking for a way to cover up their sins. Anyway, that's all about that. Please, I want you guys to help me celebrate my wife. Today is her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Mrs. Kayode, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Her name is Adekemi Doyimola.
Adekemi, happy birthday. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
So we're talking about solutions.
He mentioned something. He said that the burden of proof right now is on the prosecutor. So that is why the cases get thrown out, because you have to prove that this person is guilty. Right now, we should flip it. When I accuse you, you prove that you are innocent.
You need a law to flip it. Who is going to pass the law?
The same people.
This
And
is
that's
not-
what they should. That's the way to fight corruption.
Let us not be too optimistic. We have to face it. This is not a National Assembly.
That cares
The
about
current
us.
crop of legislators we have in Nigeria today, they are not the type who are willing, who even have the moral courage, the integrity to fight corruption.
Okay.
In the House of Representatives that this bill passed through first reading, even the internal budget is a secrecy, is held in secret. So let the disclosure start at that level. Let us see the leadership of the House coming out to say, this is how
but
we
they showed us
spend
his salary
our
now.
internal funds.
He showed us the salary.
So
Okay.
if
So
internally they are not transparent, why are you bringing it out?
Can I talk about long-term solution,
Yes.
which is 2019? We know the mistakes of 2015. Now, a lot of these politicians they retire into the National Assembly. Our governors, ex-ministers, they just go there to go and be collecting
Yes.
15, 16 million. This guy is 20
David
years.
Mark, right
David
from
Mark is 20
99.
years.
And he's still there.
They will say that it's the people who are voting them, and a lot of times we know that they're not representatives of the people. For instance, Dino Melaye's people are trying to recall him. He will say that it was the people who voted him. Do you understand? Well, how do we ensure in 2019 that our votes really count? They have the money to do all the campaigns and Madaru that we have seen, INEC, bribery, back and forth. What must the people do in 2019?
Come out and vote.
Civic education. Nigerians as a people, the docility is very appalling.
Okay.
We have a situation where we call for protest.
Nobody will
Look at even the one that the popular musician wanted to
Two-Face.
lead the other time, which at the point he had to back out, but some of us still went ahead with it. How many people came out?
But
If we are going to occupy the National Assembly tomorrow, how many Nigerians will come out?
I mean,
You
they will
cannot
fire- they will
end
fire
freedom
bullets.
Right.
without sacrifice. Nigerians should
Yeah.
be willing
Okay,
to
let
take their
me
destinies
take this
into
call
their
from
hands.
Chooks. Chooks, are you there? Oh, sorry for
See,
keeping
when
you.
you're saying that, this one, it bothers me because we've seen situations where you call for a protest, a march and all that. Before you say Jack, somebody has carried some key people and they've gone to the
Settle
system.
You understand? The poverty you think about, the family you think about is too many. So a lot of people would rather sacrifice, you know, this and continue to be in this situation and take a bribe or something for their own pocket. But I wanted to even ask, you know, outside protests, because I don't believe protests work.
No, it does.
I don't believe it works because especially in Nigeria, it's too peculiar. I mean, you protest and then what? Nothing happens.
Okay, but I wanted to answer Jumoke's question. I think that it's easy to rig an election if people don't come out to vote. So the campaign from now is that everybody come out. Yes, they can inflate figures when people don't step out. If everybody comes out and ensures they thumbprint, that way,
but the problem
at the end of the day,
it's not just to vote.
Vote the right person.
Voting not on the basis of inducement, not on the basis of 200 naira,
what we did,
500 naira, salt, or a cup of rice.
What we did in 2015 was that, we wanted, what's it called? APC. So what we just did was APC. We were not even certain about who the individuals
all the people that have moved from other parties into APC.
So local government. So that's what I'm saying. Outside, what's it called? Working and all that. What should we do? How do we sensitize people to even know the right side of people?
I think we're already doing that because I think it's key that people understand that. We see, we did not understand or appreciate the importance
of the National Assembly
and the Senate. We totally underestimated because people know, but we just didn't take it that serious.
We felt that once
the executive. So now we see that the real
they can't do anything
is with the legislature. We need to ensure that we have the right people
election
there.
is 2 weeks away. It's
in
Lagos.
Right.
So who is the candidate? Find out who your candidate is. Find out about the person. Ask the question. Look at the flyers or the posters. Ask questions. I know. Okay. And I've decided who I'm going to vote for.
Right.
And it's not the popular party. Because I've asked the questions about him. And I think that's what everybody should do. Make sure that there's a difference in this election based on your own opinion, not what everybody is saying.
Let's see some tweets, please.
Oh my God. I just moved away from tweets. Chuku Emmanuel says, these men in the 8th Assembly are testing our collective patience. Payday loading. Somebody saying that their sister is suicidal. Juliana Otto says, God help Nigeria. Not until when judges are power free from government, Nigeria is heading nowhere. We, the people, must rise. Oluwasegun says, these legislators think they're the smartest people in the country when they propose certain bills that a layman already knows the results.
The looters should be investigated and convicted after their convictions. Amnesty could be granted. Don't legalize corruption. That's from Shaki.
Jafaru says, we need to recall those senators who sponsor bills that are not relevant to the nation but protect looters. Jumoke, this is from Tony Bata, says, Jumoke, that is just it. Ludicrous. The whole thing doesn't make sense in any way.
Gabriel says, NAS failed to pass Buhari's anti-corruption bill sent 16 months ago. Now they want to a pro-corruption bill. Shameful.
Round off, and I'd like you to just give us the last few words on this.
Nigerians must, as a matter of urgency, begin to engage the leadership. Must begin to take our destinies into our hands. Because the point is that at the end of the day, we can't have democracy, we can't have good governance on a platter of gold. We have to fight for it, through by engaging the electoral process. We have to fight for it by demanding accountability. We have to fight for it by insisting that those who are in the National Assembly, whether we voted them in or they forced themselves on us, must do the collective will of the Nigerian people.
As Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, that power is not served a la carte, so you got to demand it, right? Okay, that's all we can take on the show today. If you live in Ikorodu environs, the Lagos police had advised to go around with your ID card to avoid any harassment. Don't forget, you can also watch a repeat at, I think it's 12 a.m. or 11, I'm not sure. 12 a.m. Of Your View later today. Have a lovely day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.